Hey everybody, it's Galmadex, and welcome back to some more Magic Arena. Today we're going to be playing another run of the Avatar The Last Airbender Collector Booster Box Arena Direct. You all know the drill by now. It is best of one sealed. We got to get 7 wins before only 2 losses, so very, very high variance, and also over a $40 entry fee worth of gems, so very high stakes as well, but a chance to win some physical cards, get that collector booster box. We've won a collector booster box of every single set they've ran an Arena Direct for this year, except for Avatar. And this is attempt number 7 for Avatar, so our 7th and final attempt. Fingers crossed we can end the year with a collector booster box of every set, but worst case scenario, we have had quite a high win rate throughout all of these. We only had 2 runs that were a low win rate. We did a 5 winner, a 4 winner, 2 more 5 winners, I believe, and then like a 0 and a 1. We don't talk about those. But yeah, it's been a great win rate. We just haven't been able to convert that win rate into a 7-win run. Hopefully, we can do that today as we wrap up the event. All right, so here's the rares for our final sealed pool. There's 3 really good ones, and then a lot of pretty narrow ones. These 4 in the middle, I would say, are all quite narrow, but United Front is filthy. Double white and X, create X 1/1s, then put a +1/+1 counter on all of your creatures, including those 1/1s. So 4 mana for 2 2/2s is like the worst case scenario, and it's putting counters on your other stuff. Super nasty. Day of Black Sun, also a ridiculous X mana spell. It is a full-on board wipe that you can also control a little bit, so if you have a higher mana value creature than all of your opponent's stuff, you can blow up all their stuff but keep your biggest creature out. So Day of Black Sun, also incredible. And then Agna Kella, a very, very good card for preventing mana flood, giving you a nice mana sink to get some card selection in the late game in any blue deck. So 3 really good rares. The rest are super narrow and probably not going to come together in a sealed deck. Check out our color list for fixing. We have an energy bending. I don't really recommend running that. It's very cute with the cycle of uncommons that care about the number of like plains you have or the number of swamps you have or anything like that. But in terms of just running it for fixing, it's not really there. We got some Rumble Arenas though, those are fine. Few dual lands and some different color pairs. Are there any signpost uncommons pushing us a specific direction? Guru's decent, but we can play that in any green or blue deck. It doesn't push us to a specific color pair. Same with Suki. Pretty decent card. But I don't think any of the cards that force us into their specific color pair are that strong, so we don't really need to go in any of those particular directions. Sokka's pretty sweet, but again, could go into any white or blue deck with enough creatures. Let's see what we got here. Check all our colors individually. I would really like to play the white, and white does look quite strong. We get a piece of removal with Razor Rings, we get a solid combat trick, a great tempo play with Glider Staff, tons of 2 mana creatures as well to curve, and if we're playing white, we get to play Sokka as well at 3 mana to help that mana curve out. We get to play Suki at 4, and if we want, top off the curve with a couple Earth Kingdom Soldiers at 5. So, white looks actually very good. Super into this color. Next up, looking at the blue, we get some quenches, which is nice. A lot of the creatures here are very filler, like Waterbenders. Serpent of the Past with a low instant sorcery count is super filler. Not nearly as excited about the blue as the white, even if it does have like a couple quenches that are pretty good. Looking at black now, of course, we have the Day of Black Sun, which is incredible. Sold Out is also quite good, but that is just about everything the color has going for it. 1 great board wipe, 1 great removal spell. I wouldn't mind like splashing into the color, because Day of Black Sun can be a really late game play. We can wait till we hit double black in the late game to cast that, because the creatures are quite filler. Double Hog Monkey, Zhao with very little clues to sack, Merchant with no way to sack it. Vindictive Warden's fine filler, Inspectors are fine filler, but this does not look like a good core color at all, but it has 2 really good pieces of interaction. Checking out the red now, there is no interaction in this color. Most of the creatures are really filler as well. Mongoose Lizard, Double Rough Rhino Cavalry, Zhao with no synergy. It has some decent filler creatures like Combustion Man, Yuyan Archers, and a Disciple, but that's pretty much the only thing the color has in its entirety, so we're not particularly pumped about red. Last but not least, checking out our green here. One removal spell with an Earth Rumble. It's got Toph, double Captives, those are pretty good. Audience to ramp up a bit is nice. If we go green-white, the Suki's really easy to cast as well. And the soldiers at the top of the curve. May be interested in green-white here. Green doesn't look exceptional or anything, but most of our other colors looked quite bad. Certainly the red. Blue really doesn't have much going for it. Black's creatures are super bad. Green-white looks like the simplest and best place to go here. So I'm going to check that out. This is every green and white card together in one deck. Cut the two worst cards, probably Earthbending Lesson and Rockalanche. Go lighter on green. Oh, Guru looks really bad in here as well. We have one lesson. We only have one card that can draw. So these are cards I'd like to cut. And that'd be 3 cuts. Super simple, streamlined green-white aggro deck. Try to curve people out, kill them before they do anything super scary. Really, really a low interaction sealed pool here. Unless I'm splashing into the double black board wipe, or I guess I can try to just splash a sold out in here as well. But we really can't like splash in a quench, and red had literally no removal. So we have 2 quenches, 1 board wipe, and 1 sold out. That's every single piece of interaction that we're not running. I guess Meteor Sword, but 7 mana. We could play Foggy Bottom Swamp, double Rumble Arena, and a sold out. I have felt desperate for removal in a lot of these runs. That might actually just be worth it. It does make the mana base so much less consistent though. We look like we're pretty good at curving out, and you curve out a lot less often when you have to play Rumble Arenas and filter mana into them. I feel like the deck's probably just better being more consistent rather than gambling on getting the one sold out when we need it. Just gonna pure green white it. Alright, looks like we are going to be ending the runs just as simply as we started them, back to just a regular basic 2-color build. We started with our red-black deck, we'll wrap it up with a green-white one. This one, really good curve though, really aggressive. Try to punish slower, splashier decks. Hopefully we hit the right matchups and can get some wins in a row. We'll have to see. Cross our fingers, head into that gameplay, see how far this one can take us. Here we are on the draw for game 1. Solid opener. We just want to spam as many creatures out as possible and then end things off with a united front. I'll lead Deserters over Rallier against heavy red. Make it less likely the Rallier gets lightning striked, and also I'm much more okay trading Deserters into somebody than Rallier into somebody. I do have a Kyoshi Warriors coming up and United Front. Wants us to have as many creatures on board as possible. So if I can't afford not to trade for a turn or two, then I suppose I will. Try not to. Deserter's Disciple. Pass through. And here we run out the Kyoshi Warriors. Next turn, double 2-mana creature and activate Water Tribe Rallier. Then United Front the turn after that. There's Earth Kingdom Soldier. Scry that away because we're digging for creatures right now. Off of this trigger. Go on the bottom either way. Deserters and captives, so I can double creature here instead. If I put a counter onto the plains, I'm also making Toph bigger. Oh, we're a pretty good time right now. Water Tribe Rallier is just really nice in this kind of position where we're just staring at each other. They can tap Deserter's Disciple to give my unblockable, then put the double strike counter on her, but then 2 of their blocking creatures are tapped. Bitter work to draw a card every time they attack with a 4 power or greater creature. And send in the Earth Kingdom Soldier. Removal spell would be rough for me, but I'm going to have so many creatures up for the United Front, even if these both die, it should be fine. Cunning Maneuver, that doesn't quite save it, but it will kill both my creatures. Just United Front here. Feel like I need to start attacking. And that is how we do so. I have exactly 5 creatures untapped for the Rallier. Suki on top of my deck, but Suki, I think, can't get drawn by that. Yeah, I should probably ascribe Suki to the bottom, because I think we're still going to just activate Rallier here. Badger Mole, 2 more blockers, it's pretty good. One of them's a 4/4 as well. This Kingdom Soldier's pretty great. Yip's pretty great. If I attack, I'll hold up Yip. They block 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yip where it's needed. I don't need to keep Water Tribralia around at this point. Just gotta push damage before they top deck any Mega Rare or something. Kill everybody but my... Make sure I don't get cheesed out by anything here. They're mega dead on the crackback regardless, even if I lose the boulder. Buff and double strike my is not enough for lethal, even had I not blocked, and that is going to be 1-0 for game 1. Just really winning off of the united front. And there's the concession. Here we are on the draw for game 2. Solid opening hand. But we were lucky with the sealed pool, and we have tons and tons of 2-mana plays, so we're always going to be curving well. The audience to start our opponent off, so they got a Mana Dork on the play. They're going to be casting spells super early here. 4 drops while we only have 2 lands on our board. Haru Hidden Talent, play another ally. Yep. So 4 mana worth of spells here on their turn 3 on the play. This is an incredibly wide board. And not a lovely spot for us. Let's get our life gain and our scries here. Draw Sokka seems fine. Om nom 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 nom. Oh ho ho! There's Seismic Sense. Oof. Surprised the amount of green-white ally synergy you can pull off in Seal. This is our first one I felt like we actually fully got there, but we don't have like the signpost in common as far as I remember. Gross. Yeah, that's going to be absolutely massive here. Find Razor Rings. Double block's insane to me when they have the +1/+1 to both next turn. I mean, I'm happy with that. I think that's good for us. So we just killed what would have been a 4/4 and a 2/2. With that. Now they don't have any allies out alongside it. That felt really profitable. Land for turn. They're down to 1 card. Let's juice up the Sokka before we try to draw any cards off them. Attack with those two together soon, but not until we're also holding up Razor Rings. Land off the top for our opponent. They are flooding. We get a land off the top as well, but we got a 6 mana activated ability. Draw into United Front. You can't make it up. That's absolutely foul. Oops from opponent. They also double blocked Sokka, which wouldn't have killed them, and they're just having an awful day here. There's the concession from our opponent. That game was not remotely fair, and that is 2-0 heading into Game 3. Game 3, mono white opening hand with 3 green spells, no early white play. It's gotta be a mulligan. Ooh. 1 lander, so we have to start with a 5-card hand. I mean, okay. Another mono-colored hand. Really, really bad opening hands this game. Nothing we can do about that. Not mulling down to 4. Playing against blue-black. There's Otter Penguin for them. If any card might be able to get us back into it on a mull to 5, United Front would be the card. If any card could make us auto lose, it would be Corrupt Court Official, and they are a black deck. If they play practically a single copy of Corrupt Court Official, we basically lose. Fire Nation Engineer. Get their raid counters with their attacks. The Boulder to hold off their attacks if they don't play a draw spell for the Otter Penguin. Fire Nation Warship. And I'll get to start attacking with that instead. Kyoshi Warriors. Just kind of building out a wide board state so that United Front could give us a chance. Not attacking into the warship, it's a pretty bad trade here. We want to have as many creatures out as possible. We'd be whittling that down, and we'd be giving them a clue token to synergize with their Otter Penguin. The Otter Penguin gets unblockable and an extra power whenever they've drawn a 2nd card in the turn. There's the waterbending lesson for the Otter Penguin. Top deck land would be beautiful here. Specifically, top deck plains would be perfect. So they did discard a card to the lesson. They discard Agnakella, a blue land. They're going to poke us with 4 unblockable damage. Come on, land. Come on, land. It's not the white source, but it is a land. Gives us the boulder swing here. Into the warship. Gives us the 4 or 5 blocker to hold the warship off. Yeah, I think that's how we play it. First time flyer. Planes off the top. Quench should be pretty awful for us. I think I'm okay to get a little bit less creatures to play around Quench. We get 1 less ally, because I don't think I want to tap the untapped forest anyway. I want to attack and earthbend onto it. Discard a card, draw 2, trigger Otter Penguin. Big enough blocker to eat our 4/4 for free. It's pretty good. Accumulate wisdom, draw 1 out of their top 3. Trying to find the tools to stabilize when the dust settles here. Now they have full information on what they are able to do next turn. So now they're going to play their blocks accordingly to what is going to give them the best shot of reestablishing a board after this. Kill the boulder, absolutely, makes sense. And trade into the warriors. Kill the otter penguin here. Put them to 4 against a bunch of creatures. If we top deck another land, then the rebellious captives means yet another creature attacking. Actually, I guess not quite. Azula's rough. They're dead on board if they don't have a 2-mana thing to do. I think I exile Forest here. And the Boulder. Definitely don't want to give them Kyoshi Warriors. I really don't want to give them United Front. Yeah, they can't afford either of those right now. Oh, and the Forest gets around Azula's ability? Nice. Oh my god, Exile the Forest is actually sick, because now we have Rebellious Captives mana, so if we top deck a land, we spend 6 and have the 5th land have haste. If I top deck a land, I win. Oh, that was sick. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. Oh my god. It's like we can win on a mole to 5 if we draw United Front, that is. Card is absolutely filthy, and we're 3-0. Yet another positive run today. Here we are on the draw for game number 4. Bit of a slower hand here, Rallier on 2, and then nothing else for a while. Opponent's on a pretty quick hand with a turn 1 Callous Inspector. Got an audience to try to run out here. Could Azula's this thing. If they have it. Good hand. Wolf Bat on 3. So they got the perfect curve out there. Inspector into Azula's into a Wolf Bat. Black-red dual land. Swing 4, I can't block any of it, I'm down to 13. All evasive threats on the play from our opponent. We are getting beaten down really fast. Can theoretically try to double block one of the menace cards. I still hate how terrible combat tricks are on blocks now, where I double block and I can metal bend one of them, but they still just get to put the damage on the other. Just gain one and let them hit me with everybody here. I need to scry and make sure I get Earth Kingdom Soldier mana. That could be worth it. Scry for that. Make that more likely. Guess I force cycle the Moose Lion to guarantee that green source, since we did not see a land on top here. Take 6, go to 8. Alright, we're just on blocks now. We've got to be. I would much prefer they kill that than the 3-4, so that's fine by me right now. In this position. They kill both. Guess I'll die. We got a 1. And Glider Staff the Warden away, and then they replay it and ping me 1 anyway. Hilarious. We got curved pretty hard, not much else to say on that one. If there's any decisions at all that changed the outcome of that game, 3-1 it is, heading into game 5. I guess technically if we played the 2-mana 2/2 instead of the 2/1 ramp card on turn 2, they wouldn't have had a target for their Azulas for a while. So it would have taken a little less damage in the early game. But we're still very behind that game. Great first draw. On the draw here again. Turn 2 Knowledge Seeker. On the draw getting curved out again. At least they didn't have a 1-drop this time. Let's see. Double Knowledge Seeker, okay. Yikes. 3 toughness card for the 2/1s. That is Moose Lion mana, but probably just United Front before the Moose Lion. They have to discard 1, draw 2 instant. That would be very bad if I block here. So I think I'm just taking the damage if they send everybody. Airbending less than the glider, kids. Sure. Hopefully we scryed into another 2-mana play so I can be mana efficient this turn. I under enough pressure to have to trade her Allier off. It's not great, but I'm going to 12 here and then also not blocking again. Yeah, it's rough. If I Sokka this turn, next turn I could Toth and the hasty Earthbent card attacks alongside Sokka. The problem is I probably want to play 5 mana worth of cards, and I can't do that on turn 5 if I'm attacking with my lands. Guess having that option is better than any of my other plays for this turn. I could also just draw the Knowledge Seeker card here instead of playing anything so that it has 4 power and Sokka can't attack into it, but that's again fine by me because I'm probably playing 5 mana worth of cards. This way they're not playing another creature or anything. We'll go to 11. They are missing lands here. Deserters. I have 5 mana. That doesn't line up very well with anything right now. Can't go like 4-drop plus that. But I guess next turn I can just cast United Front for 3. Keep that to put on somebody else later. And it's a reasonable draw. They have found land 4. Hopefully none of this puts a counter on that Seeker. Whatever they're doing. They just like spend 4 mana and play like the 3/3 flyer, I'd be really happy. So we got free reign to United Front. Just if they tap out of the Quench at all. Fortune Teller. Get the clue. Do they crack the clue for the Seeker? No, they hold the mana up. If they don't have An instant for 2 mana here, they would never not just crack the clue, because the clue would give another counter to Seeker, so the only reason to do this would be if they had Quench or something. So playing around Quench would be making a single 1/1 ally here for the turn. They also didn't attack, so like if they're not jamming in at us, I can wait on United Front. Sock a trade into Seeker. Draw a card, poke in the sky. Sock a trade into Seeker it is. Fine by me. Run at the Suki to get quenched. So that they may tap out and not quench United Front next turn, or just force cycle Moose Lion and really play around quench. They're not holding up a removal spell, or they would have played it. It could have been Razor Rings. No, they would have Razor Rings the Glider Kids. It's 100% quench. So, I mean, if I Suki, I'm making them quench instead of cracking a clue. And then if they don't have 2 quenches in their hand, it'll also make sure they don't hold up the 2 next turn, and I can just full cast United Front. Nah, too bad. I'm gonna pass. I don't think hard casting the Moose Line is going to matter at all, and if I force cycle it here and they still hold up Quench mana, then I can cast Suki and play around Quench because of the extra land I get off the forest cycling. Okay, Legend of Yang Chen, no Quench. That means we United Front and demolish them with that. I believe they chose Toph. Okay, I'm just going to click on Toph because I think they chose Toph. They're going to have us each draw 3? No. It just has to target opponent, and then you choose yes or no. Saw the arrow at me, and I got really excited. I'm like, I think I'm more in need of cards than them. They got 5 in hand there. I think they had 6 when that triggered. If they have a lot of creatures to cast here, that Legend is actually very good at stabilizing against United Front because it gets to airbend a card every single turn. So they can just airbend our tokens one by one. Whittle away our board. Flip things back in their favor. Oh, good grief. Appa. Appa, replay Fortune Teller, get another clue, get another 1/1. No, replay the removal spell, kill Glider Kids, get another 1/1. Okay, let's get multi-mythic, I suppose. So Appa eats the 3/3 planes. Now Appa does not eat the 3/3 planes. Appa eats Deserters. They put a 1/1 on the 4/4. 1/3 on the 2/3, take 10. It's 100% flunge them all in. Oh, go for a kill on one of the 2/2s instead. Go to like 3 life. It's probably better than stopping 4 more damage, but killing no creatures. It's close. Though you're gonna stop the 4 more damage. If they have us draw the 3 here, it means that they've done the math and whatever's in their hand is not enough to stop lethal and crackback. So they have to dig for it. Okay, whatever's in their hand is not enough to stop the lethal. I don't have enough mana to use Rebellious Captives to haste out another attacker just yet, so this is just going to be play a land attack in with everybody holding up Razor Rings, and then play multiple Captives post-combat to help find lethal the turn after. There's their own Suki, much worse on blocks, but still helpful. Yeah, don't have the mana for that. We send all. Two 1/1 trumps. They're definitely not dead then. I believe we Razor Rings to make sure that Suki lives here. Yeah, Suki's multiple attackers each turn. Better than everybody else. So we're Razor Ringsing more as a way to keep Suki than a way to kill their Suki. Unless they have octopus form here. They do not. They go to 1. Okay, let's see them block all of these. The only card I can think of that we lose to now is Avatar's Wrath, but I'm sure with potentially 8 mana available, there's some combination of other cards that could survive. No, they scoop them up, and we are 4-1 now. This will be another very positive record run. We're going to be leaving the event with at least 7,000 something gems. Pretty much getting the whole entry fee back at this rate. Very good run. Okay, game number 6. Solid opener. Couple cheap creatures to run out here. I can lead with Audience and play 2/2 drops on 3. It's a black deck again, so maybe I should play around Azula's. +1/+1, -1/-1. But they don't have a creature to put the +1/+1 counter on right now, if that is the play. There's my... Okay. Captives and then make a 2/3 to block the 2/2 first strike. Ostrich Horse. Make a 3/4 to attack into a 3/1, and have this be a 4/5 so the audience is double green for the Moose Lion, even if I miss a land draw. Also double green towards Rebellious Captives' exhaust ability is good. I guess they could choose to have the horse be a 4/2 if they already have a bunch of lands in hand. Play around us putting another counter on Deserters. That's going to be the play. Boulder's the draw. The boulder is a very tempting play with the way that this hand is set up to get more 4-power creatures. Probably should still just be mana efficient. He's got such a good attack trigger. Yeah, I'm just gonna go boulder. Boomy bash the boulder, fair enough. Mai is actually a sleeper agent. Mai's on our team. Another deserters. Cool. Four five's attacking really well on the current board. There's their own rebellious captives. Removal spell on our 4/5. Let's go, Mai. Well, that was a good draw. Boom, they're down to 12. They can exhaust captives. They have a 4/4 and a 2/2. They're going to play Mongoose Lizard and kill our audience. It's actually pretty rough. Makes us much farther from our captives. And then the stat line's pretty good here. Mongoose Lizard, secretly incredible. Sort of what it feels like right now. Now we are staring at each other. No. Blessing say. They don't activate it here, they're just gonna use captives instead first. Makes sense. Earth Rumble. They only have one card left in their hand. Can't kill the Mongoose Lizard. I can kill the 4/4 captives, I suppose. I'm getting crushed by Bossing Say. We have two outs. Find a flyer quickly or find United Front quickly. Because otherwise Bossing Say gets us. If you've watched our other runs, you will know exactly why. That card will just crush us over time. One unbeatable bomb was not enough. Bounty Hunters has arrived. Now we are really, really, really only winning off of a giant united front. We just can't even afford to attack here. They make trades that leave them with more stats than us because everything they trade off just adds to their earthbended power. So they're essentially not even losing any power off the board anytime anybody dies. And hello, bossing say. I might captives up another 2/2 land. Going for like the go wide united front lethal as our one out. Instead of captivesing and making a 4/4 here. I think I'm going for the wide board. Planes off the top. Forest off the top. Glider Staff is actually like just as strong as United Front here. Glider Staff, Airbend their 7/7 land, and then I can just give somebody flying each turn till they die. Glider Staff is nuts here, so Glider Staff and United Front are the main outs. Glider Kids, just kind of an out as well. It's just very slow. I could probably outrace it. Okay, Water Tribe Rallier is a pretty big one for the board stall. Try to draw a couple extra cards each turn. Just spam more and more creatures. Daily Agents is really, really strong, especially with the bossing say. Just get another land with a counter on it and drain me for a bajillion when that declares an attack. It's going to gain them a ton of life here too, that's almost the more important part. Can't really attack with Sokka, so we take Kyoshi Warriors. Fortunately, we know United Front's on the bottom now, but Glider could still be closer. I'm happy to put those on the bottom. Ah, 5 lands in a row. Just what I ordered. Okay, time to get live trained for a bajillion. I'm 10 blockers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 attackers. Honestly, they could probably kill me if they just attack with everyone now. Oh, shoot. First Striker. By herself. So they just want to replace her with Earthbend too because they want to play more non-creature spells. That's probably what's happening. I just take that? I'm probably supposed to kill it and just give them another 2/2. Preserve my life total against this Daily Agents. Yeah, okay, you can cast more non-creature spells. It is really funny that my hit them for like 6 and us for like 2. Aang's Journey, get one land, find a plains for white splashed in rare. Bossing Say activation. Yep. Compassionate Healer with Water Tribe Rallier is nice. I think the way it orders isn't great for us. Okay, we activated this a lot. We should be getting really close to the glider. I feel like it probably ends up in the top 4 at this point. But then we're just activating this enough to get back towards the United Front, I guess. That's kind of fine. The glider's not here, so we should be monumentally close to the glider now, in theory. I almost want to stop activating Water Tribe Rallier. Scry one off glider, kids. That's not our glider. There's 16 cards total? I feel like I've looked at 16 cards and never saw glider staff. Top 4. I feel like I've activated this 4 times. Am I going nuts? Was it in the first activation? I didn't notice it. We have 1 Zhongzhong's Deserters, 1 Rebellious Captives, 1 Sokka, and 1 Toph left in the deck. So there's 4 more cards we could hit off the Rallier still. Cycle of Renewal, get more lands. I feel like I do not activate Rallier here because in theory, based on the numbers, I'm very close now to the glider and the United Front. I also might just be dead on this attack. I've felt that way for a few turns here. The Scry off Compassionate Healer, as far as how I've been using it, it has always like triggered before Water Tribe Rallier, unfortunately. Okay, yeah, Daily Agents is horrific. They have a trample combat trick, I'm pretty much dead. I think we block like this. Still not lethal if it's a trample trick, but it is very bad. Scryfall. I've got 4 timers here. Avatar the Last Airbender. Look for green cards for trample. And see any instant speed ways to give trample in green. Which would be the color to do it. I see +2/+2 reach. Okay, I mean, maybe there's some card I didn't see, but I think this is fine. I literally just looked at every green card in the set Okay, double strike. Glad I blocked everybody. Double strike to the Dai agents. Give one of these indestructible, and that'll make sure that still dies, which is incredibly important. I can't blow up the twin things. I mean, I could, and that would accomplish pretty much the same thing. Like, it'll still have double strike, but it'll be a 3/4 double strike then. They only kill one and they lose the creature. Yeah, I guess we do that then. Instead. It still has double strike, but it's not big enough to survive. Okay. I don't think I'm activating Rallier here. I think we're at the glider clump. We were exactly at the glider staff. I'm like, I think I've seen like 16 cards and none were glider staff. Holy Lord. They're at 18. Take 10, take 8. 5, 6, 7, 8 blockers still. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's super living. I don't think I move it back around. Save the water tribe rallier. Now we do actually spam it after we block everybody. Glider staff is the truth. This is the farthest we've gotten. We had a lot of 5-win runs. I think we had 3 of them before this. Maybe 2. Maybe it was 2 5s, 2 4s. I was going to say this is a 6-win run. I was counting my chickens before they hatched. This is another 5-win run. It is the farthest we've ever gotten, but it's not farther than all the other 5-win runs. God dang it. All right, it's our 4th 5-win run, I think. Oh man, that was a crazy game. I can't believe we pulled that one off. We absolutely take those. 5-1 heading into game number 7. Super in the money, no matter what. Here we are on the draw for game number 7. It's a good one. Tons of 2-mana stuff to do, no matter what we draw. But we would like to hit lands towards the boulder. Ready to rumble. There's a Toth that also really wants lands. I'm going to lead with Compassionate Healer, try to get some scrying done. Make sure we don't miss any lands if I can avoid it. Perfect. Land 3, turn 3. Let's get that healer attack and scry. Land 4, take it. Toth and pass. I might play 2 Deserters, putting all the counters on the plains here, and attack with a 4-power Toth. For this turn, that could be pretty good. Callous Inspector. I guess if they like lightning strike the plains, that'll be sad. Set up a 4-power plains for the boulder. Does seem nice. I could also just cast the boulder, which is also good. Yeah, let's send these. Scry. Land 5, not for this hand. We're going to play a 4-drop, and then it's a bunch of 2-mana stuff. I can just spam them together easily. It's really not that bad for us. I'm not going to Razor Rings. They just trade the full-on How to Start a Riot into that. If it were the one that made a clue token, the +3/+1 plus get a clue token, I'd Razor Rings in response to that so they don't get the clue either. But that just being How to Start a Riot is not bad for us at all. Heartless Sack the Boulder. All the deserters. Okay. Big healer. Suki on top of the deck for the play next turn. Get our army in a can going. It's the worst thing that could happen right now, the board wipe. Still wouldn't be that bad. They clear the board and then we start with a Suki afterward. Now if they have the board wipe, it won't be able to kill Suki, because Suki is 4 mana. They would need 6 mana total to kill everything with mana value 4 or less. I guess I still should have scryed with Compassionate Healer. That was dumb of me. There was no reason not to send the healer in to get the scry. There's Ty Lee. Artful Acrobats. See, now there's a reason not to send the healer in. Yeah, but they would take lethal if they block the healer. They have to trump Suki. It's not awful with the Sabertooth in hand, but I can also just force cycle the Sabertooth. They're at 4. Concession from our opponent, just way too many creatures if they don't have the board wipe, and now we have won more games than we've ever won before in this Arena Direct. This is a 6-win run now, the best record so far. And we have made it all the way to the final battle on the final run. This is the deciding game, the deciding factor to see whether we will leave this Arena Direct, leave this year, getting a collector booster box of every set of the year, or we'll have just have come so close in Avatar, but not quite there. We'll see how it all ends up as we head into that final battle. Here we are on the play with a solid opener. We'll keep that. Lead with Compassionate Healer, holding up Origin of Deckbuilding on 3. So Rebellious Captives for later. Playing against Green-White, they lead with their own Rebellious Captives. I think we just take the trade if they block, so I can play Sokka for the turn. Scry away a Plains. No block. Run out the Sokka. They do not have the cheap removal for Sokka, so we'll be drawing an extra card here. There's the green source to be able to play Origin and Captives, which is perfect. We Origin wherever they block. Draw Audience off of Sokka. Yeah, I don't mind that. Play that instead of Captives. Wow, Healer and Sokka are a really nice combo. No blocks from opponent. Just go creature, because if they kill Sokka, it's probably going to cost a good chunk of their mana. And obviously, if they don't try to kill Sokka, Origin's not doing anything, so I don't want to end up holding it up and doing nothing with my mana there. Earth Kingdom General, they are not killing Sokka here. Send in Sokka and the captives being essentially a 4/4. With the mana to exhaust it. But they could double block Sokka and then single block the captives. In which case, we let captives die. Trick up the Sokka, probably. I still think it's our best attack. Draw deserters. So I think like Herbalist on captives and then the 2/2/2s on Sokka is probably their best block to force us to do something here. Double block the captives, so even if we make it a 4/4, then it dies here. Then I can metal bending that instead. Still play deserters this turn. No Moose Lion though. Or do I just go captives on captives and play a Moose Lion? I think killing this Herbalist feels pretty valuable. I'm gonna hold off on Moose Lion. They got a 1-mana trick. Or I guess a 2-mana lesson. Oh, 1-mana allies at last, geez. I'm surprised they're killing this instead of Sokka. I guess, yeah, I mean, that saves their Herbalist now. But yeah, we get to keep Sokka then. Okay, here's deserters. Just count on Sokka. Pass turn. Yeah, that was rough. The Herbalist gets me so good. When they have like a 1-mana trick off Herbalist, I've been demolished by Herbalist plus Octopus form, now Herbalist plus allies at last. I couldn't think of a single like 1-mana removal spell they could have in response to that. So it just gets the absolute blowout there. Having 1-mana removal. So they have the mana up to activate captives and have a 4/4. And then the Rumble Arena is also a 4/4. 2 separate 4/4s by activating captives here. You? So we don't have a good Sokka attack, so we just run out Sabertooth. Hope for no Quench, but they have played no islands, so I think... Well, I mean, Herbalist is not really a card you splash in. They could be a Quench deck. Alright, we're really looking for basically the same cards we were looking for last game. United Front and the Glider. Glider Kids would be okay. The Waterbend draw spell would be incredible as well. There's a Compassionate Healer. We find Flood. So we stare at each other. Till somebody draws a bomb rare. Removal spell on the Moose Lion. They have 2 more spells in hand here. One's a Badger Mole for Trample, and now a 6/6 Vigilance Trample. That gets us really bad here, if we flood more. I don't see why they wouldn't send the 6/6 in. Kill Sokka. When I think I have to kill it. They have another 1-mana trick off Herbalist. I guess it could be 2 mana, because Herbalist and Rumble Arena. Kill multiple creatures, leave Sokka out, because they could kill Sokka with 1 for 1 removal and make the board smaller. Earth Rumble is the draw. Shoot something for 3 and get a 2/2. Not great. Their scry was to the top here, so it's something good. So it's something bad for me. Aang, Swift Savior. They found their bomber first. And that is probably it. It's best of 1 sealed. Captives is not enough here. Got 2 4/4s up on blocks on the ground now, I guess. But this thing just flips and puts a +1/+1 counter on their whole board. God dang it. So there was like 1 play this whole game I think we could have done better, which was, again, the Herbalist just always gets me because I'm just not expecting the 1 mana tricks, but the 1 mana instant speed removal spell off allies at last was kind of a blowout there. If we just traded captives for captives, didn't blink, didn't try to do anything, and kept Origin of Metal Bending longer, we would have had a better board state in the long run. We wouldn't have had a better board state than them by the end of this game, but it would have taken them a little bit longer to get ahead like this. Either way, them hitting the Aang before we hit any bombs wins them the game hardcore, so I don't think it really matters in the end, but that is the play that I can see that could have had a solid impact on the game for us. Yeah, I mean, bombs do be bombing. And that is how we won most of our wins, so fair enough, but it's so disappointing to end the set like that, Arena Direct-wise. Rallier's way too late. Let's get trampled out of it by the 5/5s. Way too far behind for the glider staff anyway. Okay. I mean, if they hit nothing off of sacking their land and their draw for turn. No, they hit a second bomber. Already. It's not exactly a bomb in this position because it's not actually doing the extra card draw thing, but just another flash 5/5. They were not drawing dead. And then another creature off the top that buffs the whole board immediately. They have exactly enough mana for it. This is the best we can do. No, they activate the captain, and Badgermole just eats anyway. We have horrific blocks because they have just exact Water Tribe Captain mana. Gain one, I'm at 4 here, I guess. Get rid of their trample. If I do this, they don't have to activate until I try to play Razor Rings, and then they activate when I play Razor Rings, and I don't gain one off of Razor Rings. So I can't even do this. Trample for 1 here. This is the same issue. I Razor Rings there, gain 0, get trampled, get trampled. You gotta be kidding me. I just die however I play it. I don't think I did the best block in the end regardless. But like, I'm literally dead on board. So if I don't cast Razor Rings, our opponent just doesn't activate. They're like, okay, deal lethal. And then if I do activate Razor Rings, sorry, I should have gotten another turn by blocking with audience as well. But doing the math there was no way to not lose basically the whole board and only kill like one of their creatures. Because any way that I block it, trying to Razor Rings one last creature leaves that last creature dealing 3. So if I let one creature get through unblocked, they just don't activate and I die. So they have to wait till I cast Razor Rings and then they activate, which means once I cast Razor Rings and then they activate, I don't have any excess damage getting dealt, which means I don't gain enough life to block favorably anywhere. The only thing that I can do is just block to live one more turn, which is not a winning plan. Even if we hit United Front off the top, we die at this point. Well, I guess not. Yeah, I missed. I thought about it slightly too long. I had to chump with also audience. If we hit United Front off the top, I could have a slight chance still. I would have 5 2/2s, then they attack with just Trample-y Badger Mold +1/+1. That kills 3 of my 5 creatures. No, I still lose with United Front then, because one of their creatures takes down more than half my board still. Okay, yeah, it was kind of irrelevant. But yeah, I was just desperately trying to find some way to like kill Badger Mole and still survive the turn, and there was not a way to do that if they waited on activating Captain until after I cast Razor Rings, which again they can do for free. If I let anything through for 3, they don't have to activate anything, they just already win, so they don't have to respond until I cast my thing. All right. Yeah, that was rough. It really did just come down to a classic sealed game, who hits the bomb first, and we got crushed by Aang there. The biggest thing that we could have done gameplay-wise absolutely was playing around the 1 mana removal spell off of Herbalist, but that's incredibly hard to see coming. Not only do they have no lands untapped there, but there's like only one mana removal spell in the whole set, and it's only when you have multiple allies to have affinity for it. That was pretty perfect there. But again, even then, it just means we have a slightly better position by the time they draw the Aang, and Aang still flips the game heavily in their favor and gets us into this rough top deck war. Just may have been a top deck war where we had like 2 more draw steps for the slightest chance of hitting the United Front. All right. Well, I think I played pretty well today. Obviously, a little bit of errors in that loss there, but nothing that really cost us the game. It was a heavily losing game either way. And sadly, we just do not make it to that 7-win run, but we've gotten huge, huge gems out of a ton of these runs. So we've basically played all of them for free, which is immensely difficult to do the way the prize out is. With a 50-50 win rate, if you just go 2-2 every time, you're just spewing 8,000 gems a run. But we started with 20,000 something gems. After accepting this prize, we're at 22,000 something. We might actually be up in gems after playing these runs 7 times, which would be nuts because the rake on the event is very high to try to make sure that Wizards gets money for all the collection boost boxes you could potentially win. So even like breaking even on gems, it requires a pretty high win rate. I mean, let me check 17 lands, see overall what my win rate in these runs is, but I think it's over 60% win rate in the super competitive event, which is pretty sick as well. Yep, 62.8% win rate in these runs. That is a very solid win rate against everybody trying to play as competitively as possible in this best of 1 sealed event, but sadly we could not convert our great win rate into a 7-win run this time around, and we're going to end the year with a collector booster box of every set except Avatar: The Last Airbender. But that is going to end today's video. As always, I'd like to thank my patrons and YouTube members for their support, as well as you for watching the video. If you enjoyed it and you're interested in seeing some more, you can always like, comment, and subscribe to tell the YouTube algorithm to send us more in a recommended feed. If you'd like to catch me live, you can check out the Twitch channel in the link in the description below, and if you'd like to support the channel directly, you can check out the Patreon link in the description below. But other than that, as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon for some more Magic Arena.